Sarah Jones, who I believe is another person of, I'll say, blended identity. Uh, you know, she posted this video that really spoke to you. Can you summarize what that was and why it hit you?
Ugh, Baron. Can you summarize? So the video is about, I think, it's about a lot of things, but part of it is about her being this genius performer and feeling in some ways like she's a palatable enough Black person, but then spending all this time on these different projects and being told by white people like, nah, let's pair you with a white guy, or let's, I think it's just like people saying to her, oh, you're amazing, but we just don't know what to do with you. It's kind of like you and I would have the conversations where we talk about sometimes it feels like in certain areas, like maybe there can only be one great Black performer. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Hmm.
And there can't be different kinds of Blackness. Like they just have to fit into this neat box. And so
To
I
be
think,
marketable, to be
yeah,
marketable.
whether that's like, talking urban or whatever that is, you know what I mean? Whatever that kind of limiting view of Blackness is. And so I think for her, it's like this idea of, we just don't know what to do with you. But also what she was saying is even though her work has to do with race and, she does all these different impressions and she creates all these characters, that she was kind of just waking up to what it had been like to be sort of deep in the water of racism and white supremacy for so long. And I think there's been a lot of talk about what white people think and the work they need to do and the realizing. But at the same time, I think a lot of Black folks are also kind of like waking up and realizing and thinking about all the things that they've had to compartmentalize and
Mm.
ignore. And I mean, I've had experiences where somebody else had to tell me that I was being discriminated against because I just don't necessarily walk through space like I'm Black. I'm Black. Do people think I'm Black? You know what I mean? Like I'm not
Yeah,
walking
yeah.
around thinking that. I'm just thinking my thoughts. And sometimes when I've had an interview or a job talk or a class, I'm not necessarily thinking that an awkward interaction or something that happened with somebody is because I'm Black and I didn't act a certain way. But then I've just been kind of like thinking about what she said and other people have said it's kind of like if you let all of those things hit you, you would just scream. So you can't deal with it all the time. But then I think there's also a kind of a realizing like, yeah, maybe I have been walking on an incline. And you and I were talking, Baron, and I said like, that's part of the reason I quit acting
Hmm. Hmm.
is because I was a good actor, but it wasn't exceptional like Amber Gray. And so I just wasn't going to make the cut. I just wasn't going to be able to make it. Unlike, a white guy where there's lots of roles for them. So you don't have to be that great. You don't have to be exceptional. You can be okay, and maybe you'll make it.
Right, you'll get a lot of chances to become better, if that's in you.
Yeah.
Well, Chanelle Benz, thank you very much for being here with us.
Thank
Uh, the book is called The Gone Dead. Please buy it at a Black bookstore. It is out there right now. She also has a book of short stories called, is it The Man Who Shot My Eye Out Is Dead? Is that what the name of the short stories is?
Yes.
Yes, off the top of the dome.
I just downloaded that one last night and started digging in, and it's really awesome so far. And I'm excited to read that and much more of your work. And thank you for being here with us.
Thank you.